Hello, and welcome to Millennium News TV 24/7 daily global news update in English. My name's Todd Goldfinger. Here are today's top headlines. Thank you for being with us. News story number 1. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani could be disbarred in Washington after a review panel on Friday condemned how he pursued the false claims that then President Donald Trump made about his 2020 presidential election loss. Giuliani claimed massive election fraud but had no evidence, wrote the three-member panel in a report that details the errors and unsupported claims the former mayor made in a Pennsylvania lawsuit seeking to overturn the Republican president's loss to Democrat President Joe Biden. Next news. News story number 2. California governor announced Friday that he won't ask the state Supreme Court to block parole for Charles Manson follower Leslie Van Houten, paving the way for her release after serving 53 years in prison for two infamous murders. In a brief statement, the governor's office said it was unlikely that the state's high court would consider an appeal of a lower court ruling that Van Houten should be released. Governor Gavin Newsom is disappointed, the statement said. Next news. News story number 3. Texas began rolling out what is said to become a new floating barrier on the Rio Grande on Friday in the latest escalation of Republican Governor Greg Abbott's multi-billion-dollar effort to secure the U.S. border with Mexico, which already has included busing migrants to liberal states and authorizing the National Guard to make arrests. But even more before the huge orange buoys were unloaded from the trailers that hauled them to the border city of Eagle Pass, there was concerns over this part of Abbott's unprecedented challenge to the federal government's authority over immigration enforcement. Migrant advocates voiced concerns about drowning risks, and environmentalists questioned the impact on the river. Next news. News story number 4. Iowa's Republican-controlled legislature will aim to enact a ban on abortion after roughly 6 weeks of pregnancy during a rare a deadlocked state Supreme Court declined to reinstate last month, prompting Republican Governor Kim Reynolds to call for the extraordinary session. Abortion is currently legal in Iowa up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 daily global news update in English. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. News story number 5. Republican presidential candidate Ron DeSantis promised to end birthright citizenship, finish building the southern border wall, and send U.S. forces into Mexico to combat drug cartels as part of an aggressive and familiar immigration policy proposal he laid out Monday in a Texas border city. The sweeping plan, the Florida governor's first detailed policy release as a 2024 contender, represents a long-established wish list of Republican immigration proposals that largely mirrors former President Donald Trump's policies. Much of DeSantis's plan faces tall odds, requiring the reversal of legal precedents, approval from other countries, or even an amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Next news. News story number 6. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky marked the 500th day of the war Saturday by hailing the country's soldiers in a video from a Black Sea island that became the symbol of Ukraine's resilience in the face of the Russian invasion. Speaking from Snake Island, Zelensky honored the Ukrainian soldiers who fought for the island and other defenders of the country, saying that reclaiming control of the island, in quotes, is a great proof that Ukraine will regain every bit of its territory, end quotes. Also in quotes, I want to thank from this place of victory, each of our soldiers for these 500 days, end quotes, Zelensky said. Thank you to everyone who fights for Ukraine. Next news. News story number 7. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte visited the King Saturday to turn in the resignation of his four-party coalition and set the deeply divided Netherlands on track for a general election later this year. King Willem-Alexander flew back from a family vacation in Greece to meet with Rutte, who drove to the palace in his Saab station wagon for the meeting to explain the political crisis that toppled his administration. Rutte declined to answer reporters' questions as he drove away from the meeting that lasted over an hour, saying the talks with the monarchs were private. Next news. News story number 8. Mike Noth is more than thrilled that a far-right populist party's candidate recently won the county administration in his hometown in rural eastern Germany for the first time since the Nazi era. The gardener despises the country's established parties, he doesn't trust the media, and he feels there are too many migrants in the country. The far-right party Alternative for Germany, AfD, he hopes, will improve everything that's not going well in his eyes in Sonneberg, which is the southeastern state of Thuringia. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Welcome to the world of Millennium News 24. We bring news, we analyze news, and we make a bridge between you and the eventful world. 24/7 Millennium News 24 team is at your service. Don't miss today's America, Editorial Today, and Global Democracy with host Tofader Noor. You also won't want to miss Todd Goldfinger show, Goldfinger Music Hour, Noon News with host Todd Goldfinger. And to stay connected with all top and trending news, don't even miss Millennium News Hour with host Tanziba Nouri. Millennium News 24 is available to be watched free for all LED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV. and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Millennium TV 24 News, news you need to know.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Daily Global News Update in English. My name is Todd Goldfinger and here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. News story number 9. In 2010, newly anointed as a Grammy winner, Taylor Swift released Speak Now, her third studio album and her first without a single songwriting collaboration. Her 2006 self-titled debut and 2008's Fearless had inspired both acclaim and criticism for her bold bridges and keen lyricism. These are masterful country pop songs, critics argued, but surely a teen idol wasn't responsible for them. Swift proved her detractors wrong on Speak Now, an album that arrived just before her pivot from country's youngest hope to pop's freshest voice. Next news. News story number 10. Bruce Springsteen was not going to let concert promoters pull the plug on him like the last time he played Hyde Park 11 years ago. Expletive is right, Springsteen growled in delight as he feigned concern that a looming curfew would bring down lights on his sold-out show Thursday before 65,000 faithful fans. Blowing the deadline was never a real threat as Springsteen, still going strong at 73 years young, got an earlier start and powered through a 3-hour set Thursday in rapid-fire succession. He only broke a stride a few times to reflect on the passing of time and the passing of friends. Next news. News story number 11. The final numbers for Victor Wembanyama in his summer league debut: 9 points on 2 for 13 shooting, 8 rebounds, 5 block shots, 3 assists. Not on the stat sheet. Countless pictures and videos captured on phones, the couple dozen times he applauded teammates, and all the autographs that a very friendly San Antonio Spurs coach named Greg Popovich signed at halftime for kids and other fans. The Wemby show is underway. The outcome on Friday night doesn't matter much and will be forgotten in the next couple of days. For the record, the Spurs beat the Charlotte Hornets 76-68. But for the 17,500 people who bought tickets, most of them just to say they saw Wembanyama's first time sweating in a Spurs game uniform, it was a night to remember. Next news. News story number 12. On a night when they were held to just 2 hits, the red-hot Atlanta Braves kept on winning, with right-hander Charlie Morton pitching into the 7th inning and Sean Murphy extending a power surge that has seen Atlanta homer in 24 straight outings. The MLB Best Braves began a weekend series between teams with the top 2 records in baseball with a 2-1 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays on Friday night. Murphy backed Morton 9-6 with a 2-run homer as Atlanta won for the 19th time in 21 games to improve its record to 59-28. This has been the Daily Global English News Update of Millennium News TV 24/7. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Todd Goldfinger. Please log in to get the latest news on all of our social networking sites. That means Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. On TikTok, we are Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel is News Channel M24. Viewers now on both network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, also all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment, our latest news, views, and editorials. Our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA Android, Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. Please stay with Millennium News 24/7. We thank you. God bless you wherever you are, and have a pleasant day. Peace.